Just when you thought it was all over, they always come back for more. Nothing truly stays dead forever. The witching hour is upon us, and time is running out. It's a race against the clock and against the undead. This is the Venom of horrors for Corona Fever.
Sean!
Oh, God. It's October, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was starting to think you'd forgotten about me. The month's almost over. I nearly made it without you invading my home.
Are you in quarantine?
Yes.
How is it?
Fine. I'm working from home.
Lucky for some.
What?
I need your help.
What a surprise. What movie is it?
No movie.
Oh, come on. I know you're just here so you can watch a terrible movie with me.
You think you know me so well.
I do. Now, which movie is it?
There's no movie. Just listen.
Fine. Yes, Rob. How can I help you?
Freddy's dead.
Oh,
Freddy Krueger. We always seem to end up talking about him at some point in October. The classic scary story of a child murderer who comes back to murder people in their dreams. Then they made a sequel.
It was stupid.
Then they made a third one.
It was awesome.
Then they made a fourth and a fifth one, and I think I watched them? Honestly, they were just so meh and forgettable, they did nothing for the franchise. But then we got part 6! Infamously dubbed The Worst One. 2 years ago, I reviewed what I considered to be the worst one, and since then, I've received endless comments saying, No, review part 6. That's much worse. This is worse than Freddy Krueger whipping a grown man's ass in the shower. I'm scared.
And that's when we got Freddy's Dead, the final nightmare. Until the new nightmare. And Freddy vs. Jason. And the remake. And then the other remake whenever somebody eventually decides to greenlight that.
The original idea was for Jacob, the son of Alice from the previous film, who I totally remember, being tormented by Freddy until the characters from part 3 returned to save him, but this was later discarded.
Because that would have been a good idea. Then, Peter Jackson, of all people, actually came on board and wrote a script about teenagers who use sleeping pills to intentionally enter Freddy's world. You see, they were going to have Freddy age and become weaker, so the teenagers would have slumber parties in the dream realm and spend some time there to kick his ass. And a police officer would be put into a comatose state to forever be in Freddy's world. But this script wasn't used either, because those ideas would be stupid.
Why do you think that?
Surprisingly, despite this movie's infamy, it had the highest opening weekend of the entire franchise, until Freddy vs. Jason came out 12 years later, and then it even received a comic book spin-off.
Well, we've watched weasels.
We've watched pathetic killer clowns.
We've watched ass over Skype.
Let's watch Freddy ruin his own franchise.
Great.
Come on, man, you ain't heard of Freddy? Whenever you're asleep, Freddy Krueger likes to party.
Alright, I will admit, this music is really kick-ass. But man, screw Ohio. They gave us Jake Paul, Logan Paul, Machine Gun Kelly. The hell to Ohio.
He's going to make you help him.
Okay, that is creepy as
Because you're the last.
Oh great, Freddy's finally run out of kids to kill.
Listen, I really need to change this seat.
I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do.
Why exactly does he want to swap seats on the plane for anyway? If I sit in an aisle seat, Freddy can't get me.
Damn, Airplane is a lot darker than I remember.
I must admit, this is a pretty cool idea. I mean, Freddy's never attacked someone on a plane before.
And he's falling. Oh, wait, he's not falling. Okay, he's falling again. Are you dying or not, kid?
Dude, this is a totally deep hole. Yeah! Now what? I don't know.
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little soul, too!
Okay, I admit that was kind of funny.
It's so ridiculous. It's hilarious. And that's the thing. The movie knows it's ridiculous. It knows it's goofy. It knows it's stupid. And it embraces it. Part 2 thought it was clever and intelligent and edgy and all these great new creative ideas. Part 6 knows it's bollocks. Hey, Sean, say bollocks.
Bollocks?
He said it. He said bollocks.
Thanks anyway.
And he rolls down this hill for a comically long amount of time.
I mean, he's clearly rolling down it on purpose. It just looks absurd. Or is that the whole point?
And Dies Irae doesn't make it any less ridiculous. Wait, is this actually Dies Irae or just a sound-alike? I can't really tell.
It's not an IMDb. Who cares?
Well, I do. No, I don't.
Props to the movie, though. It starts right off the bat and does not give you a chance to breathe for a while. The first 10 minutes are constant action, and it's only the opening.
Wait, that bus didn't kill him?
Isn't that Freddy's whole thing? You die in a dream, you die in real life.
In fact, he's currently fallen out of a plane, fallen down the world's biggest hill, got hit by a bus, and then launched off its windshield through a cartoony cutout effect, and he's still alive?
I want the protein shakes he's drinking.
Oh man, they even pulled Breckin Meyer into this. Oh no.
All he wants me to do now is grow up to be him, an exact copy. Frankly, I don't feel like playing football and date raping co-eds.
Good!
What I found in Spencer's room.
A pipe bomb, huh?
At least he doesn't live in Colorado. And then we're introduced to a woman who beat up a child for hitting on her. Jesus Christ! We've been introduced to like 5 new characters in the last 2 minutes! And then we're introduced to one of Biff's goons from Back to the Future 2, making it 6 new characters! Oh, and also, he's deaf! They felt the need to mention it 3 times straight away just to get some extra sympathy.
That's the wonder of amnesia. Just always keeps you guessing.
Where are you from?
I don't know!
Alright, mate, calm down.
Jesus Christ, she was just asking. Also, to clarify, the only survivor from Springfield is this nameless kid who has amnesia. Couldn't get any of the cast to return, I guess.
Most of the movie is him just trying to find out who he is and why he's being tormented by this scary dream man. Also, even though he's a survivor, he wasn't in the previous film, so... I mean, they must have really struggled coming up with the idea for this one. But I must admit, I do actually quite like the idea of the amnesia.
Why do you want to stay awake?
Because if I fall asleep, I'm not waking up.
I feel the same watching Lord of the Rings.
But then we get to see one of those Harry Potter newspapers. Cool.
Then he wakes up to see a creepy-ass strange gal. And he's not the least bit disturbed by this or freaked out. Oh, and I don't know why, but this is hilarious.
Free me, you idiot! I'm your memory!
Love it.
Oh, sh**.
Wait. He doesn't get in trouble for assaulting a police officer. Who cares? This soundtrack is amazing.
Go back!
God,
God, wake up!
Great. Funny meeting you here.
Wait, 3 people managed to hide in the back of that van undetected. What, none of them made any noise?
And what the hell is up with the editing here?
No kids.
What?
Town fair. And there are no kids.
They're all with Charlie Sheen.
This is the sorriest excuse for a fair I have ever seen. I mean, my junior high school had a larger fair at the end of the school year.
Anyway, they bump into... What, is that Tom Arnold?
And Roseanne? What the hell are they doing in this? No, seriously, look. What the hell are they doing?
Oh, what beautiful, adorable children! Would you like to come and live with us? It's been so long since we've had children in the house.
Is this the town from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang?
The kids were smart and stayed home and played Nintendo.
Which is exactly what the adults should be doing during this lockdown, not going to the beach or going to see grandma like nothing's going on.
Started. God, these people cannot stay 6 freaking feet away from
Just
each other.
go
Is it
home.
really that
Just
hard?
Stay home. Who gives a shit?
And put on a goddamn mask.
My God, you have a garden. Go and have a barbecue.
Now see what you done did!
Jesus.
We're in Twin Peaks here.
No, that would be a step up.
It's hard enough staying awake without you lighting up every 10 seconds.
This relaxes me.
I can relax you with these 2 fingers. I'll just puncture your heart.
Who talks this way? Except maybe Jigsaw.
Wait, she actually lets the kids drive the van? Is there a responsible adult in the house?
Also, I'm sure this drawing on the road is supposed to be creepy and ominous, but it just looks goofy and stupid.
Also, Freddy's is a possessive. It should have an apostrophe. Grammar, people, come on.
So the deaf guy, Carlos, falls asleep and the worst thing Freddy could come up with is to tangle him up in his map.
See, kids? This is what navigation was like before Google Maps. It was not fun.
Okay. That is terrifying.
Yeah, well, the map says we're
Wait, that's it? Like, he doesn't elaborate, they don't say, hey, what do you mean by that? He just says, oh, by the way, we're and they don't even want to know, they're just like, oh, okay, Carlos, oh, look, McDonald's.
We'll all be expected to pass both the written and an oral examination.
Don't disturb him.
Too late. By the way, she's actually calling the kid John. As in John Doe, since he has amnesia? Sure, why not?
Welcome to Freddy 101.
So, is Freddy possessing the dude now? And why are they ignoring him? He's possessed by Freddy Krueger! And stop making Freddy Krueger possess people!
We covered this. This is where they took away his child.
What child?
Taken away, put in a town orphanage.
Freddy had a kid.
And nobody knew about this for 6 movies because...
1493, Freddy sailed across the sea. 1494, Freddy came back to look for more.
9, 10, never sleep again. We get it. So every time they try to leave, they end up right back where they started. They're either in Pleasantville or Night Vale.
Or Burkittsville Woods.
Hiya? Really? Oh look, it's a fire sale! I'll see myself out.
Mama! Maybe you don't hear so good. Maybe I clean out your ears for you.
Did they mention he's deaf? Because he is!
Oh, Carlos, lend me your ear.
Not his best one-liner.
No!
Man, the sequel to A Quiet Place is not what I was expecting.
So Freddy torments the deaf kid, but I have some questions. I mean, he damages his ears, but he's already deaf. Why does he act like this is taking place in the past? It's a present dream. But also, how does Freddy know the exact way he became deaf in the first place? Unless this is Carlos's subconscious. And why does his hearing only partially go? And then Freddy dances behind him like a goof, but my issue isn't why is Freddy so comedic in this film. I mean, he was comedic in part 1, but it's just a drastic shift in tone. We have this really disturbing moment of torture, and now it's goofy and silly again. It just doesn't mesh well. Make up your mind!
I hate to admit it, but this did actually get a laugh out of me.
And then it goes right back to dark and graphic with even more torture. Make up your mind!
You wouldn't do that, would you, man?
It's Freddy Krueger! Does Jigsaw strap you to a table and you see a buzzsaw coming towards you and you're like, you wouldn't do this, would you, John? It's Jigsaw! It's Freddy Krueger! He's a child murdering, sometimes child raping serial killer! And you're like, oh, that's Freddy, he wouldn't be mean to me. What the hell? And his hearing suddenly becomes extra sensitive for some reason.
Freddy literally drops pins to torture a person. This is just lame. And then he scratches a chalkboard? God, this is officially the worst death in any Nightmare movie.
Worse than Freddy tying down a grown man naked and whipping his ass in the shower.
Yeah, worse than that.
I'm unsubscribing. The torture scene just takes forever as he does so many things over and over. Just get on with it. What even is this?
Nice hearing from you, Carlos.
Alright, that was a pretty good one-liner. Well done. Then Breckenmeyer decides to get high. Well, he's dead. But wait, how the hell does he even see Carlos before he's even asleep? Is he that high?
We shouldn't even be here. We're supposed to be finding out about you, not some dead killer's kid.
She's talking to the writers.
I'm his kid. That's why he's kept me alive.
Nah. Oh, also, they actually leave. Yeah, they don't ask this crazy lady any more important questions about Freddy or his kid or John. Nothing. They don't ask any more questions about what could possibly save their lives. They just talk to this crazy lady, find out the vaguest information, and they're like, well, we tried. Bye!
This is your brain on drugs.
Oh, hi, Johnny Depp.
Why is he even here? He literally shows up and gets hit with a frying pan. Well, that was money well spent.
Man, what a weird waste of a cameo.
Oh no, Freddy's gonna torture him by making him listen to the full version of In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida! No!
So Brecken trips out and we get this Dumbo-like sequence. I guess at least it makes more sense here, and it is kind of funny. But would you ever suspect that this is a Freddy Krueger movie? And he must have smoked some serious to hallucinate this much. Oh, wait, how the hell does Breckenmeyer even vanish from the others? Shouldn't he still be on the couch? I mean, nobody else vanishes during their dream. Oh, well, okay, Carlos did earlier, but why? This isn't how Freddy works. And then, Freddy Krueger plays video games. Okay, I am losing the will to live. This is ridiculous. It's not even funny. Remember when Freddy Krueger was scary? And you know what? I don't mind him being funny. As explained, in the first movie, he was funny at times, but he was also terrifying in other sequences. In fact, he's been scarier in other points of this movie. It's just they put it in randomly. There's no in between. It's either I'm gonna kill you and eat your soul, or oh, let's play the Nintendo. What the hell?
Be like me. Now I'm playing with power.
That's not a Nintendo controller. I don't know what the hell that is.
Great graphics.
Even by 1991 standards, no, not really.
I found Spencer!
He sounds very concerned.
But considering how crazy everyone thought John was for the entire movie, the group suddenly seemed to accept the fact that Freddy's real pretty quickly. They just see Brecken getting his ass kicked and they're like, oh look, John was right, imagine that crazy demon guy in our subconscious killing us in our dreams. Oh, who knew? Lol.
Oh, wake him up! He's too wasted! Jesus!
It's Freddy.
We've got to get him out!
I'll go into his dream.
How? Why do they say it like it's just so easy? Oh, I'm just gonna jump into my mate's subconscious. Whee!
I mean, they did establish in earlier movies that it's possible to share dreams.
But how? It's not like the painting in Mary Poppins. It's someone else's brain.
Oh, it never made sense. I'm just saying they established it. But also, how the hell do the people in this movie know how to do it?
One of the scariest slasher villains of all time, folks. Are we seriously supposed to take this seriously?
This is ridiculous.
I'm with you. Bring back the arse-whipping Freddy.
Aha!
No, I'll take it back. No, that is still worse.
Okay, who's actually high here? Spencer or the director? Or maybe it's me? Did someone put something in my drink?
I have to go in.
What about Freddy?
Freddy won't hurt me. I'm family.
No, you're not. You're not that special, mate. Sit down. But somehow being knocked unconscious somehow makes you end up in the same dream as somebody else. That's really not how the human brain works, but okay. And then the girl meditates and she also ends up in the same dream. Are they all sharing a brain? And if they're all in the same dream, shouldn't Freddy know this? It's his world! But yet he doesn't notice until they interrupt his stupid video game.
But hey, we're not the only ones sadly remembering Nightmare Part 2. This piece of became the first sequel to ever reference it again.
Hey, you forgot the Power Glove!
I wish. Oh, fun fact, Nintendo never gave them permission to make fun of the Power Glove. I would have sued.
But then they try to make Brecken Meyer bouncing up the stairs into a serious and scary moment. Look at it! It's like a Monty Python sketch. But also, how does the woman see the tunnel that Freddy makes? I mean, shouldn't she need to be asleep to see that? How do they mess up such a simple premise this badly?
Tracy! Spencer's gone. I couldn't stop it.
My acting's gone. I missed my class. I will give them credit here, though. John wakes up into the scene from the start of the film and reluctantly checks the window, but Freddy isn't there. Huh. Nice little neighborhood, though. Yeah, I mean, it's like a nice little community where nothing bad ever happens. Oh, great. They ripped off Rocky Horror.
He's not gonna get me again. Nothing is gonna make me get off this bed. Damn it!
Okay, that wasn't bad.
That was pretty funny.
Johnny, up here.
Freddy is spinning around on a parachute. They've just given up at this point. Oh no, John finds out that he's not actually Freddy's kid. He actually looks so disappointed that he's not a serial killer's offspring.
But you let me live!
But you didn't teach me to act!
No!
I'm really sad about this! Also, he's been seeing a little girl everywhere! It's not really a twist. Wasn't it obvious that Freddy had a daughter? Shh. Just pretend. Okay. I did not see that coming.
There you go.
But hey, I'll give him credit. Not only did you not expect John to die, but his death is really brutal too. And then his body disappears for some reason. Since when? Stop making up new rules as you go along.
Wait, so Freddy just possessed her? Well, maybe she'll develop a personality now.
The John Doe and I were going to check out the school, but Tracy got separated, and then they ran away.
What the hell are you talking about?
I'm talking about Carlos and Spencer and the John Doe. Kelly, they just disappeared.
Been handling too many cases, Maggie. Those kids were never here.
I would have remembered any new arrival.
Kelly, I'm talking about 48 hours ago. I brought you a John Doe. Don't tell me you don't remember that. You're the one who's handling too many cases.
Get some rest, Maggie.
Wait, so nobody remembers any of the kids that Freddy has killed? Well, that's new. Also inconsistent with the people in Springwood. They remember the kids. A little too well.
But yeah, Freddy is somehow able to erase people from existence now. Since when? It's part 6! You're just making shit up at this point. Oh well, she finds out she's his daughter.
I don't know who they were. They wouldn't tell me. They have rules about no contact.
Oh, there's been contact.
He touched my foof this one time.
I must admit, it is really weird seeing Robert Englund without the Freddy makeup. The thing is, finding out that Freddy had a child this whole time could have actually made an interesting story. It didn't, but it could have.
I know who I am.
You're my blood. Only you could have brought me out.
Except for everybody else in the last 5 movies.
And you're mine.
But you can't be my father.
They took you away from me.
Whoa, I'm getting dizzy.
Every town has an Elm Street.
Finally, they acknowledge it. But I am sorry, I am just not able to get into an uncomfortable and awkward scene of her dad trying to molest her after we saw Freddy playing Breckenmeyer in a video game. It's just not gonna happen.
This is my dream, and I do what I want.
Might be your dream, but it's my rules.
Unless we're in part 3 where they make the rules, but shh. But now she burns herself to wake her ass up. Because we haven't seen that 100 times before.
How about this, Doc?
Damn, Doc him up good.
Oh, and he checks on Freddy because he's an idiot.
First, they tried burning me. Then, they tried burying me.
Don't forget beating you with a kiss. Sorry, I'm not letting that one go.
And why is Freddy's blood green?
Because they promised me that. They, the dream people, the ones that gave me this job.
It's a job now. So Freddy, every week, he goes to his boiler room, he clocks in, he has a daily quota of all the murders he has to do that day. He goes to his manager and be like, hey, Steve, I got 100 kills today, yes. And then, they send him his wages in the post. Okay, great. Freddy is employee of the month for about 30 years.
Doc seems to know an awful lot about how dreams work. Was he supposed to be a character from a previous movie and they just couldn't get anyone to come back?
Oh, like Creighton Duke from Jason Goes to Hell.
Yeah, who the hell was that guy?
Doc! Oh, my God.
I think I've got a way to get him.
So what's the plan, Doc?
That was an awkward spot for a fade out. But of course, Doc just so happens to have a dream machine. How convenient.
So they send the woman into the dream. Why not just have him go back in? He kicked his ass, but now let's send in the woman. And Freddy seems to always know what's happening in the real world, so surely he's going to be aware of their plan. Did I really just see that in a Freddy Krueger movie?
Get out your 3D glasses, ladies and gentlemen.
Shut up! Then she sees a statue thing of snakes. Great, now all she needs to do is speak parcel tongue and find Tom Riddle.
I mean, maybe this sequence looked good in theaters with 3D. Probably not. But now, it just looks pointless. And stupid.
But then we get more of Freddy's backstory, so... Is she somehow able to access his memories? Or is Freddy voluntarily showing them to her? And if it's the latter, why would he voluntarily show them to her? Alright, I actually do like parts of this backstory. He gets whipped but actually enjoys the pain, and it really solidifies his nature as a complete psychopath.
There are elements of a good story here, diving into Freddy's past, seeing his childhood, how he grew up to become a psychopath, his wife finding out and getting killed, his daughter being taken away. It could have amounted to something. But it didn't. Young Freddy even kills a guinea pig at one point, and the kid doesn't even scream or anything, like a normal child would do. He just decides to taunt him? Oh, and Freddy's dad is played by Alice Cooper. No, seriously, that's Alice Cooper. The producers actually wanted him to do the part in his trademark makeup, but he lobbied hard to do the part as himself. Because wouldn't you take it seriously if Freddy's tragic backstory had this on your screen?
That's like making Michael Myers' abusive father played by Gene Simmons. But we actually see some tiny demon things appear as Freddy's about to die, and they literally make him immortal. Like, I'm not joking. Freddy's about to die, and these little fire-breathing demon head things come up, and they're like, oh, by the way, we've got a job. You get to kill people in their dreams. That is what we are watching, folks. This is ridiculous.
The cop was supposed to pick this stuff up.
Glad they didn't. We're gonna have to hit him with everything we got.
Well, you're not. In the original film, he entered the real world and then was easily killed by a teenage girl.
Whoa! Check out this knife.
Hold it out for the camera, make sure the audience gets the full 3D effect.
But why is Freddy there without his makeup now? Are we supposed to feel sorry for him for some reason?
I loved you. And your mother. I tried so hard to be good.
I know, Daddy.
Please never call him that.
Did we mention this movie was in 3D? Because it was. It was totally in 3D.
This movie sucks 3Ds. Okay, how the hell is she strong enough to hold back Freddy for this long? It's Freddy Krueger! And earlier he proved he can vanish at will. But my god, Freddy walking on the ceiling looks ridiculous. Look at this! And how the hell is he even doing it? He's in the real world. He has no powers. And now he's back in makeup. What the hell's going on? Make up your mind.
Give Daddy the glove back, Princess.
Never!
What the hell was that?
Give Daddy the glove back, Princess.
Never!
Yeah, I showed him.
Oh, Daddy. I remember when we used to hold hands together when I was a kid.
No, you don't. You don't remember him at all. Lying cow.
But when the hell did she become a weapons expert all of a sudden?
Feels good, doesn't it? Come on. Let your daddy show you how to use it.
You were just trying to take it from her a minute ago. And where did the pipe bomb come from?
Happy Father's Day.
Oh, come on. Boo!
The line doesn't even make any sense. It's not set on Father's Day. Movie! You can't just throw in lines and expect them to make sense. You don't see Friday the 13th and they're about to cut off Pamela Voorhees' head and they're like, Happy Mother's Day. You know why? Because it's not set on Mother's Day. You can't just kill a father in December and be like, Happy Father's Day. Psh, what the hell?
Get out of here, come on!
Kids.
Seriously? That's his big one-liner?
But look, 3D!
These effects look cheesy as hell. Look at them! And then she wakes up in 3D glasses. What purpose did they even serve?
They gave us whimsical 3D action. Woo!
All of our friends died.
Freddy's dead.
Probably should have been after this movie.
That's how the movie ends, by the way. No, for real. This is the whole clip.
Freddy's dead.
Such an abrupt ending. What the hell? Although the music for the credits is pretty awesome. This movie sucks. Is it the worst one?
Probably.
Nah. Admittedly, I used to look back at this film and think that people were far too critical of it. I remembered it being so dumb it was actually kind of entertaining and it was harmless fun like Jason X was. But now I've rewatched it years later, it's a lot worse than I remember. It still has some issues that Part 2 had. It does still try to be clever but fails, especially when you're in the same movie where this happens! One minute it's goofy and the next minute it tries to be scary. Now sometimes this can work, like An American Werewolf in London. But this movie isn't consistent with it and the tone is just all over the place. Since A New Nightmare was its own thing, this technically ended the original Freddy series. And my god, what a way to go out. It does have some good ideas beneath and a couple of good scenes, making it a million times better than Part 2, which was just a train wreck throughout. This was bad, but it could have been a lot worse.
There was legitimate potential here. The stuff with Freddy's past was on the verge of something great, but it didn't quite get there. The acting was mostly shit. The whole thing looks very cheap. Apart from the 3D sequence, this all has a made-for-TV feel, and they can't even keep the rules consistent for 90 minutes, or the tone for that matter. It's all over the place. Considering this was supposed to be Freddy's swan song until The New Nightmare and Freddy vs. Jason, etc., you'd think they would have put more effort into it, but it just feels half-assed. Now can we end this?
What do you mean?
Every year you break into my home and force me to watch terrible movies. When will it end, Rob? When will it end?
When will it end? That's it. I know who to call.
What? Rob? No? Rob? Hey, you get back here when I'm talking to you, young man!